Hey y'all, 2017 NSRA Street Rod Nationals from Louisville, Kentucky, and I got a 67 Camaro with a 12-cylinder LS in it. I think y'all are going to enjoy. Let me get the camera turned around and we'll take a quick look at it. Mike, thanks so much for giving me some time today to tell me about your hot rod.
Well, no problem. This is a 1967 Camaro that I owned since I was 19, but never had the ability to build just because I run a shop and I've always been busy doing that. We can go through some of the mods that I did on the car.
Yeah, tell me, I mean, because, you know, obviously, the whole build, everybody focuses on that motor, and we'll get to the motor, but there's a whole lot of nice body mods and body work and interior work's been done on this car I want to cover first. Tell me what you've done.
We were approached about getting the motor, and when we were approached about it, I said, well, we've got to make a car that is as big a statement as the V12. So we tried to do just about everything that we could do to a Camaro that people haven't seen, all in one package. We suicided the doors, we put a 5-inch suspension drop on it with air ride, we cut 4 inches off of the bottom of the car, which is the rockers. We dropped another 3 inches when we cut the floor out and dropped the body over the floor. We took 1.5 inches out of the top and wedged it forward. Handmade suspension to get it as low as possible.
What about the front, the grill and all? That's not stock, is it?
Actually, the grill is stock. We just pulled it out from hidden back in. We flush mounted the grill.
You unrecessed it?
Unrecessed it, yes we did. And then we pinched the nose a little bit so that it was a little bit narrower than the stock. All the modifications are supposed to be hard to see except to the purist.
Right.
We just tried to enhance everything that was on the car by just moving it a little bit more. And
because incognito was the whole idea of this build, right?
Absolutely.
You didn't want anybody to...
No, we wanted to be all stock.
Right. Now, who did that paintwork? I love that green. It kind of looks like it starts out as a glob in the beginning and it kind of flows down the side of the car.
That's the exact thing that we were trying. Kevin Breeden is an astounding airbrush artist that we have working at Quality Custom Rides. And I got together with him and I said, look, we got to do something a little different than what is normally out there. Most of the cars that we do are a monotone or real clean car. This one, it needed something real wild on it, so we went with this antifreeze look of liquid.
Okay.
One of the things...
Is that the name of the color? Because this is a darn good description of it. Well, yeah, when you said that, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it.
Well, we actually made the color in our shop. We went to PPG and they had an antifreeze, but it was a pearl, and that's not what we wanted. So if you look at the car, it's actually transparent green. The graphics are actually done in stages. We had to do it all in white first, and then we had to come back in and airbrush all our dark spots that we wanted for our shadowing. And then we layered that white and black before we could go back in and airbrush all the green. So there was a lot to be done on that to get that effect. If you see it in the sun, you're going to see stuff appear and disappear just because of the transparency of the green.
Right. No, I think it turned out cool.
Well, thank you.
And again, that's a perfect description of that color. And then you've flush mounted all the glass?
Yes, we actually wanted to get rid of all the trim. I'm not a big chrome person, so I wanted to see, I like brushed better than chrome, so we did that with the bumpers.
Did you brush that and clear that, or is that a color?
It's actually a color. It's a very fine metallic aluminum that we sprayed on and then satin cleared it to give it that look of brushed.
No, you nailed it. Yeah, no, exactly right color.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, without the brush in it. But
right,
yeah, it's the right color, yeah.
And that was after we did all the modifications to pull it in tight against the car, and then you could paint it and make it look solid again.
Did you do anything to the back?
We recessed the lights in and got rid of the bezels that were in the lights. We made our own custom tail lights for it using the original lenses, and then it's just cleaning up all the lines and making it tight. We got rid of the license plate cavity and flush mounted that so that the bottom, the roll pan is all clean. The one thing that we wanted to really try to do was use all of the 67 Camaro parts so that we could put the car back together that people could associate that have one that can see all the original parts. We could have made a tube chassis, which would have been a heck of a lot easier, but people don't seem to associate with that as much as they do when they see, hey, I got one of these. One of the major things that was done on this car, the A-arms up front, everybody laughs because they think they're stock. They are stock appearing, but they have been cut apart and put together so that the deflection of the camber of this car is only 0.010 of an inch the whole way through its air ride travel. There was a lot of work done to make it right.
That was one of the details nobody will ever know, nobody will ever see.
No. And then the other thing that was very difficult that nobody is going to really know either is the most difficult piece on this car to build when we made the suicide doors and chopped the top was to keep the wing window. because the wing window is actually 1.5 inches shorter than a stock wing window, but we needed it to look stock. So nobody's even going to know that they were touched, but they were a pain to make.
Lengthened or something? You made them longer?
Shorter.
Shorter.
1.5 inches shorter because the roof is 1.5 inches lower.
I got you.
And that was to push the glass down. We pushed the glass down underneath the wiper valance so that we got rid of all the trim there and cleaned it all up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the way you get into it's kind of unique too, right?
Yes. When we were doing the suicide door, it was all because of how low the thing sits. It's much easier to sit down and bring your legs in than like a Corvette where you try to get your legs in first.
That's right. You lose your feet.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's much easier to get in that way. So in doing that, I wanted to make it still look like a stock Camaro from the outside. And when I was looking at it, I said, the mirrors have to be on it. They're iconic for the Camaro. Let's make them the door handles. So you actually pull the door handle or pull the mirror forward for the door handle to open up the car.
What do you got going on inside here?
Well, again, we wanted to try to make it a little different. The doors themselves, if you look inside at the door panel, you'll notice that the metalwork that's on the top actually falls down to the bottom of the dash. That's not stock in the Camaro. That was just something we did to give it a little bit different look. And then we did the stitching in the door with the hexagon shapes to give it something of a newer age look. We made it a 2-seater, took out the back seat altogether. We made a wrap around in the back so that it looks like it flows around. It never did like that, taking out the package tray and the speaker tray, so that you could actually see the suspension in the back work. The suspension in the back is a cantilever setup that the shocks are in the trunk. Because it sits so low, they couldn't come up through the floor. They were too long. So we put it in the trunk. Then we just put the air ride tank back there so it looks very nice. And in the dash, we molded the dash all as one piece, but it's removable.
And it still looks 60,
Yeah.
first generation.
Yep.
Yeah, how the gauges sit down in it and all that. Yeah.
Dakota Digital was very nice to us. They gave us the first set of HDX gauges to go in this thing because they were making them for the 67, 68 Camaro. We put that in. The only thing we asked them is, can we get it green? They said, you can have it any color you want.
Do you do the stitching yourself or do you send it out?
No, I had Lucky 7 in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania. Is very near our shop. And Brad at Lucky 7 did the stitching for us. We collaborated on an idea and I had him put that together.
No, very cool. And it's got a little hidden detail in the back too.
Oh, yes. Kevin Breeden, also our airbrush artist, he also, I asked him, I handmade the tubs for it because I wanted a nice round tub and I wanted it seen. Right. I didn't want to hide it. So when I got together with him, I bead rolled in looking like a window that you could see through to the tire. And I said, how real can you make it to look like you're looking through a piece of plexiglass at the tire? So that's
real. He can make it look real. I'm here to verify. Yeah, he can make it look real.
He's a very good airbrush artist, and he did the job perfect.
Everything works together.
I'll be honest with you, I did design the entire car the way it sits right now, minus that motor, in 1991. And I never had the opportunity to put it together until we got the opportunity with the motor.
Right. No, very nice job. So I bet y'all didn't think we were ever going to get to this motor. We had to hold you out to the end. But Mike, obviously, this is what this car's notorious for and what it draws the big crowd for. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, so I was approached by Matt and Shane Corish, the Corish brothers of V12LS.com. They're from Australia. They were putting together an LS12, and they wanted a car to put it in to test it out. So the motor itself is an LS1 based V12, and it is 519 cubic inches. The first dyno runs pulled 717. Till we got it and did our modifications to it, it was 800 horse. Okay. The original setup that I had on was 12 singles, which we will be putting back on, but I just put 2 4s on to show the versatility of the motor and how easy it is to run with whatever you want to put on it. The new motors that we're actually producing have changed from the LS1 version to the LS3 version, which is 580 cubic inch, closer to 850 so horsepower.
Right.
That's all stock. You can go to V12LS.com to get any more information out of that motor.
Are they torque monsters?
They're very much torque monsters. On the website, you will see the dyno run, the very first one that they did, and you'll be able to see the horsepower and torque ratio right on there.
And what do they do? Do they take an 8 and 4? How do they come up with the 12?
Well, the first 3 motors that we built, they built, was 2 V8s that were cut down and welded back together, and then they were remachined and re-sleeved. We built 3. The first one is the one that's in the car right now running, Haltech has a second one, and the third one was a backup in case anything happened, but nothing has happened yet.
So you drive it?
I drive it.
Yeah.
I so want people to see this summer. I want them to see it out on the road, running around. The wheels are going to fall off this thing before.
Are you going to do drag week?
We may have a special surprise for drag week.
Okay.
Not this car.
You going to go to LS Fest?
I don't know for sure yet. I was just asked that the other day. I would love to.
Yes, I'm going. And if you can go, then I can guarantee I can get a clip of it running. That'd be great. So whatever it takes, just let me know. I want to get you to LS Fest. I've never been, so I'm excited to go.
Well, we were very fortunate the first year that we have this out. It's also the 50th anniversary of the '67 Camaro.
Oh, great.
So we've been asked numerous times by different shows if we would make an appearance with the car because of the 50th anniversary. So the first year they wanted to, move it around. I didn't get a lot of time on it to drive around at the shows because it's usually inside.
Right.
But I guarantee you'll see it out on the street. You'll see it at the shows driving around.
Do you do social media, Mike?
Sure do, Scotty. We try to keep our customers updated. It's a handful to keep up with all that stuff, but we do Instagram, we do Facebook. You can go to qualitycustomrides.com and see the past builds that we've done on our website, and hopefully people want to join and follow along.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Follow these guys, folks, because obviously they're into the crazy, and we gotta love that. Dude, you nailed it. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, thank
you. Got the
you.
whole world talking about it, and
thank you.
Man, I'm excited to put this video on my channel too.
Oh, we're excited too, and we thank you very much.
Thank you. So there you go, from the NSRA Street Rod Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky, 2017, 1967 V12 LS Camaro. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. See ya! Hey y'all, don't forget to visit ScottieDTV.com for more cool content and an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the logo at the end of this video.